Hello guys, and welcome to another webinar by Royal Cyber. Once again, my name is Amar Nadeem and I'm a Senior Business Development Executive at Royal Cyber, and I'll be your host for today. Before we start, I want to ask if anyone is not able to view my screen or hear me properly, kindly notify me in the chat window located on the right side of the pane. Now for a start, I want to talk about how in today's business world, companies must improve their operational efficiency to maintain high level of employee productivity, customer satisfaction, and revenue growth. Businesses need to reduce capital expenditures, monitor and manage operational expenses and service levels, manage compliance for regulatory and industry requirements, and select the most cost-effective service to help achieve the highest availability. All of these require intelligently managed services to provide the framework and direction. Before we start, we have a great speaker with us as always, but first I would like to talk about a little about Royal Cyber. Royal Cyber is a modernized e-business solution provider specializing in software deployment. We are an IBM Premier Business Partner, an IBM Authorized Trainer, and Microsoft Certified Gold Partners. We're based out of Chicago, Illinois, and we have a global footprint with offices in development centers across North America, Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East region. Now, our strategic move of establishing an offshore center in Asia has helped us to reduce cost and provide highly competitive rates to our valued clients without ever compromising over quality. Let me introduce you to our speaker for today, Mr. Sabir. Mr. Sabir has been working with Royal Cyber as a delivery manager for managed service, having experience in cloud infrastructure design, deployments, monitoring, and security. He is involved in open source implementation of cloud and monitoring solutions for big brands across the globe. And without any further ado, let me hand it over to Mr. Sabir.
Thank you, Amar. Hi, everyone, and good afternoon. So, as Amar has given a startup introduction, so let me start straight away to you guys with the technical stuff that we are going to discuss with you. When we are talking about the IT infrastructure and the other stuff, the first thing that is targeted, that is the IT infrastructure automation and auto scaling, because manual jobs has certain problems and they are time-taking procedures. Now, RC or Royal Cyber use open source technologies in doing or accomplishing its task. And why are they doing it? Because the open source technologies are typically user driven to solve the real world problems. They have large user base. You mean users helping users. You can contribute to any component. That component will be further contributed and the things will evolve and grow. They have lower barrier to participation. They have aggressive release cycle and stay current with the state of the art. It is also helpful in the impact of try before you buy. So no brochureware, no PowerPoint software are there involved. It has open data, open standards, and open APIs, so anyone can get the benefit of this area. And the most excellent thing in this, that it is easy to assemble into automated tool chains. In the future webinar that we will conduct, that shall contain the demonstration of these technologies as well. So after that, when you talk about the open source, then Royal Cyber choice of open source, why we are excelling in this area? The reason is that the deployments using the open source are cloud aware technologies. You can either deploy in public cloud, you can go to the private cloud, you can go to the test environment. There are a number of options. Next, it has automation and ease of integration. And the third thing, which is major area of Royal Cyber expertise, is that it have a strong team of professionals that are doing customization into the source code of the open source technologies. Since the things are open to everyone, so our developers and professionals are capable enough to do these things in a very quick and professional way and perform customizations for the client. Then Royal Cyber's primary focus, what we are doing today, this tool, that is the Chef. The working in Chef is feature enable, like it will enable your infrastructure as a code. Whatever you want to perform or whatever you want to do, that you have to only perform via coding. It can be tracked like a source code. It can manage configuration as independent resources, and it put resources together as recipes. Recipes, you can say, when it is chef, the chef must have recipes, like the different ways of doing that job. Then there is configure server across the data center, and the most important and interesting thing is that Chef is built on the Ruby language. So if you are good in Ruby, or even if you are a programmer, you can take the leverage of the Ruby language and power of Ruby to explain or implement the things as per the requirement. The simplest configuration management design in the Chef will help you to scale out the things from time to time, so you can take the benefit. Now the deployment design, in this design, there is one Chef server and there could be multiple Chef clients, and each client have an agent installed onto it. Each client is known as a node, so a network may contain one to multiple nodes which are working together to perform a single cluster of services. Each node have rules which describe what node should do, like whether it is a database server, it is an application server, it is a web server. These are the rules defined to each one. Then there are the attributes, which is the kernel info, IP address and host name, which are used to communicate with that node. There is a run list, a task, an order of tasks which are needs to be performed by each node. And then there are resources. Resources are the declarative description of the state you desire a part of node to be, like further divided into the name, attribute, and action that brings the resources into a declared state. These also include the starting, restarting of services, loading, unloading of modules. These are the part of the node rules. Then when you are going to the nodes and you want to do something to be done, that thing is written into a file that is known as the cookbook. A cookbook is like a file or the configuration setting which tells the node what to do and how to do. The cookbook's beauty is that it performs or provides you with the version control repository. You can create one cookbook for one particular thing, review and revise it from time to time, and as per the environment requirement, you can push the cookbooks accordingly. Then, since cookbooks store all information as infrastructure for code, the benefit of using it that cookbooks are very lightweight and they travel very faster over the networks. These are distributable, and the major components of the are recipes, assets, attributes, templates, libraries, and resource providers. These depend upon how you are going to work with the cookbook. When you come and ask to Royal Cyber, hey, what you have in the cookbook? So guys, let me tell you, we have a very vast variety of chef cookbooks ready to run within hours. These include IBM WebSphere, Web Application Sphere, up to version 7 to 8.5, which is the latest one. We are deploying the ELK solution across the globe to various clients. That includes Logstash, the agent, the core agent which is deployed on the infrastructure machines. We have the JBoss expertise, so you can deploy your JBoss cluster with ease onto the whole network. We have the cookbooks for IBM WCS, the WebSphere commerce servers, and you can name a thing, and we have the cookbook ready for that. So in this way, you can come to us, you can ask us, we will either provide you from the library, most of the time you will get it, and if it is not there, you will get it configured in the earliest time possible, which is again the expertise of Royal Cyber to share these stuff. Once these things are done, the next thing very much critical to the infrastructure, that is the monitoring of infrastructure. I want to know what is going on. The management want to know what is going on inside their infrastructure, and they want a centralized place to monitor those things. Here I will discuss in detail the monitoring. I will first describe you the problem statement that we learned with different clients, the solution that we had offered. The hardware and the software requirements. Here I am discussing with you the Nagios and the ALK tool. Then there is the implementation, and in the last is demo. But in today's slide, we won't include a demo. We are just including a few screenshots to let you know what is the thing. And in future slides, we will conduct only a demo with these users who have attended today's webinar. So each one have a very continuous state of working, which we have achieved from here so far. When there is a problem statement in the infrastructure monitoring, what is happening? The reason is that there are use of different operating systems across the data center. There are some using Linux, some are on Windows, some are using AIX, even some are using Solaris. Then the next challenge is that there are use of multiple web servers and middleware technologies. There could be LAMP stack, there could be Apache, there could be Tomcat, there could be JBoss or VAS or something else. So diverse technologies and diverse web servers. The third thing, the system monitoring, is that they have business critical databases. Some are using DB2, MySQL, SQL Server, Postgres. You can name a database. Most of the time people use MySQL or Postgres. So these are also a challenging thing that, hey, all these logs are coming from different sources. And interestingly, different log formats are there for each service. Database logs have a different format, web servers have a different format, and the operating system have a different format altogether. Then what happens that there is a lack of visibility into the machine's actual work. If a prod environment is running, you can't get logs directly into that product or prod environment from 10 servers simultaneously. The engineer has to log into the machine and check the logs, which is tedious and also security alert type work. Then there is a hard to locate actual error messages in the heterogeneous environments. Heterogeneous means that server might be running database on the Linux machine, but it may be running application server on the Windows machine. So you can't directly correlate the errors. Then the third thing, final, that there is no visual presentation or statistics and logs. It requires a centralized thing to be monitored. So these are the major pain points which we have learned with our customers from time to time. Now, what are the solutions for this log monitoring especially? For log monitoring, we provide the ELK, the Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. The benefit of it is that it provides you a centralized system logging. You will get one server or a cluster of server collecting logs from the whole data center into one single place. It has customizable dashboard. As you want, there will be the dashboard. It is open source. Open source means that you can develop, you can customize it as you want. We will do it for you. It has a flexible search mechanism. It is at very low cost, and it provides you a deep log analysis. As compared to the other proprietary tools, it has nearly no price comparison when we are going into the ELK. Now, major headache for the enterprise log monitoring. Major headache could be that developers can't find error logs quickly. The logs are scattered from different environments. There are current states of dev, QA, or prod is not known what is running on there. Then there are critical errors that appear in log. No one is notified of the log errors. So people hang on and find the errors. This is time consuming. Then there are other errors and warnings. There could be job execution status which are not being updated properly. There could be null pointer or hung thread exceptions. There also could be the identification of application issue and status. These are the most common problems that we continue to face, our client continue to face from time to time. The benefits what ELK offers. The benefit is that you will receive proactive alerts in case a problem arises, like connection timeout, the connection pool has been filled, the file is not responding. Such things will be immediately alerting the support team via the email. Then what happens that developers or architects can find the root cause of a specific problem in any of their environment. It may be dev, QA, or prod. They can quickly access the individual machine's log from centralized log management. So it means they don't need to log into each production machine and check it individually. This adds towards the security of your whole environment. They have reduced cost and increased return on investment. It also helps your team to perform capacity planning by monitoring load jobs or active prod sessions per hour. Since everything will be in systems, so you will be able to get a better understanding of these things. Based on all this information, you can prepare more precise dashboards for management reports. So this will make the management happy, the NOC happy and proactive, hence increasing the user productivity and the business analytics. What could be the solution description we are telling you here is that log monitoring system logs all kinds of status information into a centralized repository, the Elasticsearch. Then it is configured to send email alerts in case of critical errors for the immediate attention for the support team. It also provides you the detailed statistics and dashboard for both NOC and management. It depends upon you guys. Whatever you want to build, everything will be available. Then the interesting thing and the most best thing for this solution is that the log collection agents support all the major operating systems. You name an operating system, it is Linux, Windows, AIX, Solaris, Logstash support everyone. The second thing that it has no overhead over the existing system resources. It utilizes minimum RAM and nearly no network fingerprint when it sends log from machine to the centralized area, because it is sending them line by line. So only a few bytes are consumed and you will see no load onto the client machine which is sending log to the Elasticsearch machine. This is here is the basic dashboards, some of the things we have captured for you guys. The business concerns may be that how many users signed up last week. If you go to the authentication logs, you can find those separately, but in the environment configured with Logstash, you can get those over the dashboard. Then how successful is our advertising campaign? These things basically direct towards the availability of web server hits. So they are also will be available with you. When should we schedule maintenance? If the error logs are appearing, warnings are appearing, you can manage the things accordingly and proactively. Why the database is slow? Here the things comes, which is related to the connection pools, connection filling, slow queries. These are the stuff which are covered by the Calc dashboard. There are different widgets. You can see the three widgets. We have pie chart, we have bar chart, we have the availability of counting the things, and in the left side you can see the full dashboard. If we have the geo IPs available, we can also tag it over the map. So if an enterprise is running across the globe, they can actively check each of their sites individually. So basically, here this area finishes up the log aggregation and management system of the monitoring solutions. But once you are going for the log monitoring, there is one more thing that is known as to be the service monitoring. Whether service is up or down or whatever the thing is, that is another aspect. The log will tell you why the service is down, but there should be some tool which also show you the service is down or up. For that thing, we present Nagios. The Nagios also is an open source tool. It is equally scalable, manageable and secure. It has a nice, informative and attractive web UI, and you will find it much flexible in working. It also has the capability of sending alerts if certain conditions are changed or thresholds are violated. You can even configure the notification options like email, pager, mobile phone or something other device which are available in the list. And interestingly, let me tell you that to 25,100 users worldwide use Nagios for their monitoring. So it is a very strong thing that you can use in their systems. Then you can also additional load on the production server by Nagios monitoring will be negligible. It means that if the servers are under pressure, still the agent of Nagios won't put too much load on them, so your production will continue to work as accordingly. It has the similar architecture like agent-like architecture which we had already discussed in ELK. The power of system monitoring, which I am showing you here, it has number of plugins. Like system monitoring, you all know, it can check the memory usage, it can check for the disk usage, give you alerts, it can check the status of the FTP service, it can check you for the HTTP service status, And the other services like SSH, how many users are connected, if you add some custom code, or if you add the web service URLs. It can also keep monitoring those things from the certain period of time, and I'll keep you alerted if something goes down. Such things will definitely increase the business productivity, because as soon as the service is down, the team can jump in and they can perform the remedial measures. If we go to the DB2 monitoring, then interestingly, Nagios have number of plugins to track down individual databases in detail. If you install DB2 monitoring, what you will get? You will get the database size. You will check if the instance is active or not. If backups are ready, backups are up to date, it will keep you updated, and it will generate alarm if backups are going to be old. It can also report you with the connection issues or the timeout issues. It can also check for the log growth and intimate the teams accordingly. It will also check the log consumption per day for the DB2 instances. And the interesting thing, the table spaces. The DBA guys should be aware that if the table spaces go beyond certain limit, the inserts and updates are blocked. So in this case, you can get the benefit of using DB2 end-to-end monitoring, both from the log perspective and from the database services perspective. And there are also the log problems. If rows are logged, users won't be able to access the data. So this thing of monitoring will keep you updated in case any problem arises. Then there is JVM monitoring. In case of our web servers or our application servers, we used to be continuously monitoring the JVM, its heap size, its thread pools, and garbage collectors, something like that. So using the Nagios, you can keep monitoring on the heap size, on the data sources, the HTTP sessions that are being maintained by the JVM monitor, the GMS connection set trees, the listener status, and anything that is available within the JVM monitoring, the Nagios will be doing work for you. So it means that you can take an end-to-end service visibility in JVM when you are working with the Nagios. There are various configuration options. The default threshold setting for each service are around 90% or 80% for warning. Then frequency interval for checking a service. Basically, we called it pooling. So you can also assign number of seconds or number of minutes of after how much time it will check for the service availability or pool the data. Then there is a retry interval you can set, that if after n number collect data, it will warn you that it is unable to reach the agent itself. Then in case if it is recovered from any problem, it will again send you email. So it means that if problem arises, you will get an alert, and once problem is resolved, you will again get an alert and keep you posted on the changes. So it will definitely remove the burden from your team of checking each thing manually. Then you also create downtime setup. The downtime setup, when you configure it in the Nagios, in that case, if your machines are down, the Nagios will not generate any alerts. These are most visible in the production environments where people work for late night deployments and the machine goes down. So here it will also add values to your system. Then there are custom scripts. As I told you, it is an open source, so it is open to any script. You can write any script. It will bring up inside the system, hook up with the Nagios, and you can be able to display data onto the main dashboards. Here I can give you a small snapshot of the Nagios dashboard. Here you can see that we have targeted the DB2 based database server here. You can see it is showing you the connections, the instance memory in use, instance status, it is up or down, it is usage, memory usage, threshold ignorance, open files. So in this way, the graph, if you click on any graph, it will display you the graph data as well. So this dashboard will give any user a very good overview of what is happening. If in case it is in warning, the OK will be removed and a yellow dot shall appear here, which will on the dashboard identify anything for the user who is sitting on the knob team. So dashboard plus email, both are integrated into the siteless tool. Next, the pain point for any organization is that is the licensing and implementation cost. First of all, let me be very frank with you. There are licensing costs of too much volume over the registered products, which are not open source. Basically, we call them open source or proprietary products. Here in the open source, the ELK tool and Nagios are both free and open source, and they have no license cost. So it means, guys, you have a software for free. You don't have to pay upfront for the software. Then the next thing where you have to pay is the implementation cost, which varies from the number of machines on which agent will be deployed and configured, along with the base software configuration. And if you want to add some extra features, that will give you a cost, but definitely that cost is much more lower than the licensing cost which you are saving. So in this way, you will deploy on those a few machines, but you will get a very strong ROI on your whole deployments. And this is the hardware requirement. These are the minimum hardware requirements which we are telling you. For Nagios, there could be 2 processors, 4 GB RAM, and 250 GB hard drive, and you can sleep along with ease. There is no problem at all. For ELK, a good processor, you need 4 processor for a good server, 16 GB RAM, and 800 GB hard drive. Hard drive may be continuously be added into ELK depending upon the number of logs. But you can see from this perspective that the upfront cost is very low. There is no license fees, and the hardware can be set up very easily. And nowadays, wherever we are implementing, basically we are implementing in the virtual environments. So it is either VMware ESX, either Rackspace or AWS. We are always there to implement these nodes. And once you calculate it, you will find it much more cheaper as compared to the proprietary solution which are monitoring your hardware and software. We have a lengthy list of clients. A few of them are shown here. You can see these are our reliable clients. We are working with them, and they are active with us for a long time. We have a good client relationship building things, and we offer them value addition into their existing services. So that's why they are living with us. They are happy from our work, and we are continuously upgrading their businesses up to the maximum availability. We have the global footprints. We have headquarters in Nepal Village, Billions. We have delivery centers here in offshore, and we have the sales offices across the globe. So from these areas, you can see that globally we are available. Virtually, we can work anywhere, anytime, at any availability. Just you need to ask us the skill set, the technical expertise, and the guys will be there to help you out. We have won different awards for Smarter Commerce Cell, for the IBM Business Partner, for Impact Mobile Innovations in 2013. We have partnership with the SAP, Microsoft, Oracle, IBM, and the industry-leading partners and the systems which are known to the world. So here, it is finished with my presentation. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We are available here to respond to your queries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sabir, for the beautiful presentation and the insight on the tool. Once again, if anyone has any questions, we're going to unmute everyone, the whole audience. If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask us away. And if you guys are comfortable sending us your questions, you can send us via chat located on the right side of the pane. Or if you want, you can send us via email, which is on the next slide. If you move to the next slide, let me check. Yes, you can email us at info@royalcyber.com, or for technical support, you can email us at support@royalcyber.com, for accounts and billing, for billing@royalcyber.com. Once again, guys, thank you for your interest in joining the webinar. Now, we will be reaching out to each one of you. If you guys have any other questions, we can divert it via email. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.